Welcome back to the First United Bank Center, where we are moments away from the start of tonight's nightcap, the men's game. The 11th-ranked West Texas A&M Buffaloes enter tonight's game 14-2 overall, 1-1 in Lone Star Conference play. They'll host the Texas A&M-Commerce Lions. The Lions receiving votes in the latest NABC national poll. They are 10-1 overall, 2-0 in Lone Star Conference play. The Lions open the season with 6 straight wins before suffering their only loss of the season to Seattle Pacific. They have since won 4 straight, including opening LSC play last week with wins over Midwestern State and a very strong Dallas Baptist team. The Buffs, well, they opened conference play last week by splitting a pair of games. They lost in Fort Smith against Arkansas Fort Smith a week ago Friday, and then they rebounded, kind of had their pride hurt a little bit, and they took it out on Oklahoma Christian 91-56 this past Sunday. The Buffs won the last meeting with Commerce, that being the season opener last year when they beat the Lions 100-70. Texas A&M Commerce hasn't won here at the First United Bank Center since 2015, so they'll be trying to turn that around.
You know, Kent, they haven't won, but think back to how many close, epic battles we have had, WT has had with Texas A&M Commerce throughout the years. And, you know, Jarrett Von Rosenberg in his 5th season with Texas A&M Commerce, he's a competitor. I mean, these games are always back and forth. You can count on the Lions being up at the top of the conference rankings usually at the end of the season. Same thing, obviously, for the Buffaloes. So this ought to be fun. And this is going to be, for Commerce, their best test so far this season. I think for the Buffs, going to be one of their better tests. Obviously played Lubbock Christian earlier in the year, and Arkansas Fort Smith obviously having a good game. But for WT, one thing you could count on through most of this season, KJ, has been their tough defense.
They play good defense. They also protect the basketball. Yeah. The Buffs averaging fewer than 10 turnovers a game. That ranks 9th nationally. And, yeah, you talk about defense. They force a lot of turnovers. This year the Buffs have forced 242 defensive turnovers against just 149 of their own. Meanwhile, the Lions, well, they
play some defense too.
They play defense also, but they have committed 146 turnovers themselves. This should be an up-and-down-the-court game. Both teams perennial region qualifiers. Of late, the road to the Elite Eight has gone through the Texas Panhandle or the South Plains, and tonight's game is going to make a determination on who's going to be one of those 8 teams that qualifies 2 months from now for the South Central region.
And you're going to talk starters here in just a little bit, but this is a game that's going to have some outstanding individual players. For the West Texas A&M Buffalo, Zach Toussaint, he has been on a tear this season already. This year has 43 three-pointers. First year 62, second year 61, this year already 43, and he's moved up into the inside the top 10 for threes made. So watch there for Zach. On the side for Commerce Lions, a familiar face wearing a different jersey, Kent. Clayshawn Gaffney, 6'9 senior, a transfer from Tarleton, is number 1 in the nation in shot blocks. He averages 4 shot blocks every game.
He had 7 at Oklahoma Christian. Buff fans may remember the guy for Tarleton with the white goggles. Well, he still wears the white goggles.
And he jumps out of the gym.
He's just wearing a blue uniform now, and he still jumps out of the gym. Let's meet the starting lineup for tonight's game. First, our visitors from Commerce, Texas, in their 5th season under head coach Jarrett Von Rosenberg. They'll start at one guard, Carson Tuttle, 5'11 sophomore from Mukilteo, Washington. Tuttle averages 10 points, 2.5 rebounds. The second guard, Jarius Roberson. He's a transfer from Northwestern State, was a teammate in Natchitoches with the Buffs, Dalen Williams. He's a 6'3 senior from DeSoto, Texas, averaging 13.5 points, 2 rebounds a game. The third guard, Augustine Inye, a 6'4 senior from Carrollton. He averages 12.2 points, 2.6 rebounds. He is the current LSC Player of the Week. The forwards, DeMarcus Demonia, 6'7 junior from Fort Washington, Maryland. Demonia averages 10.5 points, 7.3 rebounds. He's a transfer from Central Michigan University. Rounding out the starting 5, we talked about him earlier, Clayshawn Gaffney, 6'9 senior from Clarksville, Texas. He averages 8.9 points, 5 4.3 rebounds. He is the LSC Defensive Player of the Week this week. For the Buffs, ranked number 11 in the NABC poll, 14-2 overall, 1-1 in LSC play. They're in their 8th season under head coach Tom Brown. They will start at one guard because they're all guards in the Buffs offense. Kevon Booker, 6'6 sophomore from Schertz, Texas. Booker averages 8.1 points, 6 rebounds a game. He had 14 rebounds and 14 points, 8 rebounds this past Sunday at Oklahoma Christian. The second guard, Zach Toussaint, 5'11 sophomore from Johnsburg, Illinois. Toussaint, 14.5 points, 2.5 rebounds. Over his last 4 games, he has scored 16, 12, 19, and 14 points. So Toussaint pouring it in from outside. The third guard, Hayden Blankley, a 6'6 sophomore from Sydney, Australia. Blankley averaging 6.5 points, 5.3 rebounds. The fourth guard, making his first start for the Buffaloes, Addison Wallace, 6'3 sophomore from Cleburne, Texas. Addison averages 5.5 points, 4.6 rebounds. In conference play, he stepped it up, averaging 11.5 points, 8 rebounds a game to earn the start tonight. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Buffaloes, Larry Wise, 6'4 sophomore from Waxahachie, Texas. Larry averages 13.6 points, 4.8 rebounds, and he's also averaging 2 assists a game.
Yeah.
So he's doing it all. One name not in the starting lineup. He's also not suited up tonight. Julius Brown, normally the point guard for the Buffs. He's sitting out tonight's game due to medical reasons. It's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be a really fun one, Kent. And you just mentioned Addison Wallace. Excited to see Addison and see if he can hopefully continue his strong play. You mentioned it on the road last week in the Buffs 1-1 split. 14 points at Oklahoma Christian, 9 points and 9 rebounds at Arkansas Fort Smith in that loss. And they need him to continue to step up that play. Such a good athlete, but we've seen Addison through the beginning stages of the season at times seem to struggle with what is my role offensively.
Exactly.
He's such a good athlete, a slasher, can score the basketball, but maybe he kind of found his rhythm, and hopefully he'll be able to do that tonight. They're going to need that production with Juju not able to go.
And another thing I'll add about Addison, he is extremely smooth in his ball handling and the way he plays. He's one of these guys you look at and you think at times, well, he's nonchalant. And the reality is he's smooth. Our officiating crew tonight, Yawan Gatewood, Derek Barnes, and Johnny Wilkins. The Buffs in the home white Under Armours with the maroon West Texas and numerals on the front. The Lions in the dark navy blue. Lions and the numerals outlined in bright yellow. Gaffney going up against Booker. To start it off, Yawan Gatewood has the ball. We are ready to get underway here from Canyon, Texas. Texas A&M-Commerce and West Texas A&M, and Booker didn't even jump. He conceded the opening tip to Gaffney. Lions basketball moving from our right to our left as you look at your TV or your computer. Here's Inye outside, puts up a 3, no good. Hustling in for the offensive board is Demonia. Keeps the ball alive for the Lions and a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Tuttle on the wing, guarded by Toussaint. Comes up top to Gaffney, back to Tuttle with 5 on the shot clock. Tuttle just inside the arc, puts it up, no good. Wallace with the defensive board.
They weren't going to allow 2 offensive rebounds on that possession. Did a much better job boxing out.
Buffs on their first offensive possession, scoreless here early at the First United Bank Center. And there's Gaffney coming over the back of Booker with a block.
At his length, he'll come off of his offensive player, and just that time he caught Kevon by surprise.
Demonia to Tuttle on the wing. Blankley with the defense. Kicks it outside to Robertson. Tuttle with 10 on the shot clock. Tries to get by Blankley. Hayden cuts him off to Gaffney. Backs in on Booker. Puts the shot up and in.
A smooth touch. I mean, Gaffney, obviously a great defensive player, but he's played several seasons, a crafty veteran, and that was an old man move right there with the baby hook. From baby hook to baby-faced assassin, right?
There
That's a way to start it off.
Toussaint knocks down the 3 from way out there. He has been hitting double digits scoring routinely. since the 1st of December. Buffs lead 3-2, approaching 2 minutes into this ball game. Here's a long three from Enye, no good. Rebound comes down to Demonia, and he walks.
And, Kent, we get spoiled watching Zach make all these threes from all over the place, and it looks easy, but it's not easy. He puts in so much time, so much work, his practice in the off-season, his shooting routines, and at the Division II level, make a really good comparison here, but he is at the Division II level like a Steph Curry.
Wise wanting to be Steph Curry with a strong drive there. Larry, the Buffs' second leading scorer at 13.5 points. Buffs up 5-2.
And Larry looking to get going. He struggled a little bit last week.
He has had some outstanding games, and then he's had some where his contributions aren't readily seen in the box score. Here's Tuttle with 5 on the shot clock.
I don't know what Commerce is doing here.
Pulls up from 13 and knocks it down. Well, that's what they're doing.
Well, Tuttle makes a really tough shot there, but that looked like an NBA possession. I mean, no one was moving. Tuttle was dribbling, but fortunately for Commerce, he made the shot.
Cameron Bell for 3, no good. Rebound comes down to the Lions. Enye. Quick three from the corner, missed by Robertson. Buffs ball. 17:03 to play in the first. Buffs up 5-4.
Commerce is going to put up those threes. They make 9.5 threes per game. The Buffs just under that at 9 3-pointers made.
Here's Wallace on the wing. Up top to Bell. Toussaint finds Wallace in the far corner. Wallace drives baseline.
Oh, my goodness.
Blocked by Gaffney, who just says, let me have that basketball.
He took it away.
Oh, my. He is active defensively.
I mean, that like a strip sack there.
Here's a strong drive and a bucket by Augustine Enye. Pulls the Lions, gives them their first lead.
Did his shoe come off? It did. His left shoe came off. It's still off right now. He was able to make the shot. At some point, going to have to get that shoe back on.
Wallace in the corner to Bell. Up top to Wise. Has a screen from Booker. Turns the corner. And we're going to have a foul called against A&M-Commerce.
That gives Augustine Enye a chance to get the left shoe back on. Tighten up the sneaker.
Foul's going to go against DeMarcus Demonia. His first, the team's first. Into the lineup. Carius Key for the Lions, a 6'2 sophomore from Irving.
Even though it was an exhibition game, Kent, the Lions started the season off. They beat UTSA 65-62. That's UT San Antonio, Division I school, on a buzzer beater. And so a lot of success here for Coach Von Rosenberg's team.
Here's Wise. He'll put up a three and knocks it down. Larry was guarded, but it didn't matter. He's got 5, Buffs up, 8-6. Yeah, Alfonso Willis hit the buzzer beater to beat UTSA. They've also had 2 buzzer beaters at the end of a first half, so better guard them before they get to the midcourt line. Here's Toussaint breaking out for the Buffs at the line. Jesse Uweezy in the lineup for the Buffs as Wise puts up the left-handed hook.
That was such a crafty play there because he gets into the paint and didn't rush it. Looked to pass. They covered out the pass on the three-point line, so Larry just floated up the shot, and it rattled in. Good start for Larry Wise. Good start for the Buffs.
Blankley bats the ball away from Demonia. Demonia recovers. Here's Key. Cross-court to Enye. Alfonso Willis has the ball knocked away. He knocks it out of bounds. Buffs basketball. We've got a timeout on the floor.
Love the defense from Cameron Bell, too, KJ. Chris Gove gets up off the bench and says, that's what we want you in there doing, young man.
14:52 to play in the first. Buffs by 4. We'll be back after this. You're watching Buffalo basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons. We live for this.
A hot start here for the Buffaloes. West Texas A&M, 4 of 7 from the field. A couple of three-pointers made, one by Zach Toussaint, one by Larry Wise. Those two players have scored all 10 points so far for the Buffaloes, and WT leads 10-6. 14:45 to play still in the first half.
Yeah, 2 turnovers forced, and the Buffs haven't turned it over yet. Into the lineup for WT, Parker Nielsen, 6'4" freshman from Prescott, Wisconsin. Of course, he was with the Buffs last year, but the year counted but didn't count. Go figure. So everyone got the year over again. He's joining Owize, Bell, Wallace, and Blankley on the floor.
They caught Hayden with steps there, so the Buffs turn it over, give it right back to Commerce.
First turnover of the game for WT. Here's Willis on the wing, guarded by Bell. Left side to Key. Blankley's on him. Key in the paint. Kicks it in the corner. Shot clock at 5. Enye drives in and gets the friendly roll.
Yeah, soft touch in there by Enye.
2-point Buff lead. 14 to play here in the first. Wallace in the corner. Dribbles up top to Blankley for 3. Too strong.
Goodness. Talk about a box out. Owize got boxed out on the baseline there by Rodney Brown. Threw him down.
And the Lions throw it away over on the far side.
I say threw him down. He did it legally because he did it with his lower body.
Boxed him out.
Strong.
Had that low foundation.
Well, and we know how strong Jesse is, even though he's a true freshman. Rodney Brown for the Lions, 6'7" senior from Beaumont. Some grown man strength there.
Toussaint returns to the lineup for the Buffaloes, replacing Blankley. Buffs lead 10-8. Nielsen outside. To Wallace in the corner. He'll put up a 3 and knocks it down.
That's a big shot for Addison because the scouting report early this season says when you're guarding Wallace, give him room. Let him take that 3 because he struggled from the perimeter, but continuing to work on his shot and nailed that one.
So far this season from 3-point range, Addison now 6 of 25.
Yeah. If he starts hitting that, though, it becomes even more dangerous because of his speed.
All that matters right now, he's 1 of 1. Here's Peavy. Kicks it outside to Willis. Goes over Nielsen and knocks it down. Man.
Off the bounce, fading to his left. That one's tough to defend.
13-10 Buff lead. Toussaint wanted to take it up, had the ball knocked away, and it's 2-0. Going in for the dunk, Alfonso Willis. It's a 1-point Buffalo lead.
Well, defensively, the Lions are just harassing WT on the perimeter, and they're forcing some turnovers. Last 2 possessions, 2 straight turnovers, and Tom Brown does not like that.
Wallace thought Booker was going to break to the bucket. Booker was going to post down low, and Addison threw it away.
Against Commerce's pressure, KJ, the Buffs cannot over-dribble. They've got to move the ball, and in order to move the ball on the perimeter, you've got to do a good job of moving, cutting, but also screening.
Buffs with 3 turnovers in the last 2.5 minutes. Had none at the timeout. They've got 3 now. Robertson to Tuttle. 10 on the shot clock. Willis drives. And we've got a foul. This one's going to go against Addison Wallace. His first personal, first team foul, and we've got a full timeout on the floor. 12 minutes to play first half. Buffs by 1, 13-12. You're watching West Texas A&M basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
J. Ferg Roofing has been protecting our community for 15 years. With more than 30,000 homes and businesses protected by our roofing work, we're proud of our ability to provide efficient, lasting solutions for your roofing needs. What makes us stand out from the competition is that we work for you, a dedicated team member who guide you every step of the way. That is the J. Ferg advantage. Quality, experience, fast pass scheduling, customer rewards. We have it all. Call J. Ferg Roofing today for a free inspection. We are J. Ferg Roofing. We are more.
All right, time for the Sheeman-Dillonburg's final game.
West Texas A&M leads this one, but it's close, 13-12, as most of these contests go between WT and the Lions of Commerce. 9 straight. This is interesting with the Commerce and WT matchup here. 9 straight losses to WT. Have not beaten the Buffs in Canyon. Got to go back to 2015, but the Lions scrappy, and they look pretty determined tonight so far.
They are a solid team, and you wonder why aren't they in the rankings. Gaffney goes in, but Booker gets a hand on the ball and the arm to prevent showtime.
For the Buffaloes.
You were recoiling.
I was recoiling because, and thank goodness Kevon Booker, even though it's going to be a foul, he came in and caught a piece of the ball but caught a piece of Clayshawn Gaffney's arm, because that was just about to be a opportunity for a Sports Center top 10 play there. Gaffney was way up in the air, was ready to flush that one home.
And if there's a slight chink in Gaffney's armor, it's the free throw line where he's just 61% on the season, misfires on the first, makes the second. Quick learner. Mentioned earlier he had 7 blocks against Oklahoma Christian. That's an A&M-Commerce record. Been there less than a year, and he's already in the record book.
He's not just athletic, but smart as a shot blocker, great timing.
Here's Booker on the wing, drives in, puts one up, and it hits the roll.
Good finish by Kevon.
Went over DeMarcus Demonia. 15-13 Buffaloes. Here's Willis, thought about it, kicked it outside the Tuttle. On the block to Demonia. Gets inside of Booker for the lay-in.
That was strong inside. Waited, the double team came, but it came on one side. He spun off of it and was able to finish. A lot of explosiveness with this Commerce lineup.
Wise with the pump fake.
Didn't matter.
Blocked by Gaffney. Offensive board for the Buffs, though. They get a fresh reset. Booker up top to Toussaint. Gives Zach a screen, but the Lions are quick to get out there. Driving in, Cameron Bell. He's going to be fouled. Alfonso Willis with his first.
Yeah, Willis thought he was trying to be Clayshawn Gaffney there and go up and block one out of the air, but
Gaffney gets the call. Willis does not. That'll send Bell to the line, shooting twice. Cameron 16 of 18, 88%.
Team foul number 2.
In the early portion of the season. You go through the non-conference slate and you watch your team play, and there are games that are good and there are games that are blowout wins because you're using them to develop your team. When you get into Lone Star Conference play, every possession is tense.
Yeah.
You don't come and watch and relax and watch a game. You come and get into the ball game because the game draws you in. Bell knocks them both down.
I always love the term, and you hear it a lot in sports, a dogfight. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
You play Commerce, it's a dogfight. You play the Javelinas, it's going to be the same way. You play UT Permian Basin, St. Edwards, it doesn't matter. So many teams, Lubbock Christian. This is one of the best conferences, if not the best conference in all of the country.
Three-pointer, right wing, no good. Robertson a little too strong.
Oh!
Hustling over, keeping the play alive and knocking the ball out of bounds was Demonia. He knocked it off of Booker's leg.
The question was,
apparently.
Did he go over his back and foul?
Here we go.
It was close.
Watch the hustle by Demonia. Well, or not. On the inbound. Here's Inye in the paint. Fade away. Won't go. Dalen Williams Off the bench, gets the rebound. Inside to Williams. Pump fake once, twice, 3 times. He got Gaffney up in the air. Who's the foul on? Foul's going to go against Demonia. His second. Team foul number 3, and Dalen Williams goes to the line, shooting twice.
At the line, Dalen Williams, 2 shots.
Williams also not the most stellar from the line at 56%. Knocks down the first.
It's a new year, KJ.
That's exactly right, and he's 1 of 1 from the line. So you got Williams at the line. You got Robertson on the high post, going to block him out. They were teammates the last 2 years over at Northwestern State in Louisiana. Now the nature of the transfer portal, they're playing against each other. Neither of them with their original team. Here's Gaffney up top to Tuttle. Gaffney sets a screen. Tuttle kicks it outside to Peavy. Tuttle on the wing, 5 on the shot clock, gets open, created some space and knocks it down.
Yeah, you know how quick Cameron Bell is, and so that shows you Tuttle what he can do.
Just a jab step. Got Bell leaning, and Cameron almost threw it away, but Wallace alertly kept it alive to Wise. Too short, Williams with the rebound. He had position on Gaffney that time. Here's Booker, spins, goes up, and foul.
Yeah, he went right at Gaffney, and Gaffney caught a piece of the ball, but that was a foul that time. And this is a move, KJ, that 2 years ago, Kevon would not have tried to make.
Strong move. That foul goes on Alex Peavy.
So
that's
they
his
didn't
first.
get Gaffney.
So Gaffney twice has been involved in a play but avoided the foul call. Of course, with as long arms as he has, he's probably not making the body contact.
I just respect the goggles so much because I go back to
You're thinking about Jabbar with the Lakers.
I'm thinking about that, but I'm also thinking, KJ, it was back when I was in 7th grade when I first got contacts. Blind as a bat if I don't have contacts or glasses on. Didn't want to wear the glasses, so I had contacts. So I thought I'll be cool and I'll wear the Eric Dickerson looking goggles. Right? They fogged up. It was terrible. Couldn't see anything.
The big boys don't fog.
No. Yeah, you don't see as many of those goggles. Back in the 80s, 90s, Kent, you had Kurt Rambis wore them, Jabbar. I think James Worthy wore the goggles. Making a statement.
Now Gaffney wears them, Clashawn Gaffney. He's worn them for the last however many years at Tarleton State. Now he's pulling one more year of them with Texas A&M-Commerce. Here's a shot missed inside. Enye with the shot, but the Buffs with the rebound. Here's Toussaint. Pulls up from 18. Can't get it to go. Strong rebound there by Leo Lara. 6'3" junior from Santa Rosa. Got in amongst the big men and plucked that rebound away. Buffs by 2, 20-18. 8.5 to play in the first. Here's Enye, guarded by Wallace. Now Blankley. They go to Lara with 6 on the shot clock. Kick it outside to Brown. Rodney Brown drives. Can't get it to go. 4 Buffs corral the ball and get the rebound. Toussaint wants to make it happen. Goes to Blankley. Back to Zach. At the line, here's Wallace. Tried to find Williams, but Williams slid across the lane and Addison threw it away. Miscommunication offensively for the Buffs. Gives the Lions an opportunity to tie it up, but it's not going to happen as Alex Peavy clears out Zach Toussaint with an elbow.
Alex Peavy picks up his second.
We've got a full timeout on the floor. 7:36 to play in the first. Here you see the play.
Yeah, they're going to reverse it. You're going to get the accidental throat punch there.
7:36 to play in the first. Buffs by 2, We'll be back after this. You're watching Buffalo basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center in Canyon, Texas. Fans enjoying the second game. The first game was outstanding. The Lady Buffs defeated Texas A&M-Commerce 82-72. And now in the men's game, tight one, 20-18. Back and forth, a little lower scoring than probably either coach would like, but you're seeing some tough defense and some great play by both sides.
Well, Toussaint came back on the floor still kind of holding his throat. He went to one of the officials and said, "Why don't you look at that?" But didn't get a call, so instead,
yeah, look at this.
Takes it to the rack and puts it in. 5 points for Zach. 4-point lead for the Buffaloes. Their largest thus far has been 5. Here's Lara, kicks it back on top to Willis. No one guards him, so he'll put up a 3, and he misses it. Williams with the rebound for the Buffs. 22-18 our score. West Texas on top. Buffs 1-1 in conference play. The Lions 2-0. Zach goes strong again. There's a putback. Parker Nielsen. Zach went hard to the bucket, put it up high, thinking he was going to get fouled. There was no whistle, and there's Parker Nielsen there for the putback.
And Parker having to play some big minutes tonight.
Right now for the Buffs on the floor, Dalen Williams, Hayden Blankley, Jesse Oweezy, Parker Nielsen, and Zach Toussaint. Lions basketball to the left of their bucket. 15 on the shot clock. They get into Tuttle to Lara. Back to Tuttle. Wide open. He'll take the 3 and missed it. Oweezy comes up with the rebound. Outlet to Toussaint. From baseline. Knocks it down. Zach squared up the shoulders. Hit it from 15. Jarrett Van Rosenberg wants a timeout. We'll take it with them. 6:07 to play. Buffs up 26-18. You're watching Buffalo basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center out of the timeout. WT up 26-18. A little bit of a run here by the Buffaloes.
Biggest lead of the game for the Buffs, and there Jesse Oweezy forces a turnover. Gaffney got the ball down around his knees, and we talk about every game. Big guys, you got to keep the ball up high. He got it down low, and Oweezy forced the turnover. Buffs on an 8-0 run over the last 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Here's Blankley outside. He's open if he wanted it. Goes to Oweezy. He's open, and he'll take it and knock it down.
We don't see Jesse step back there and take too many of those. That one was smooth.
Jesse on the season, 2 of 5 from three-point range.
Okay, efficient.
There's another turnover. Buff defense hounding the Lions. There's Blankley to Booker. In the paint to Oweezy, short arms it.
Yeah, that was one where Oweezy turned, looked, saw those goggles, and kind of hesitated.
The other end, a wild three missed by Robertson. Quickly at the other end, Nielsen for the lay-in. Buffs on the break. And just like that, the Buffs go up 13. Parker Nielsen with 4 points. 16-3 run for the Buffs over the last 5:35, while the Lions
they needed that
just
one.
broke a 4:30 scoring drought.
Big shot there for Commerce.
That was J.J. Romer Rosario coming off the bench, giving a little offense. Blankley misses a three. Booker with the offensive board. Quick spin. He goes in and can't get the stuff, but he draws the foul.
That is a quick spin move.
Romer Rosario with his first personal. Team foul number 6 against the Lions. Lucas, it seems like we were just talking about how tense LSC games were.
Yeah.
It was a 2-point game, and like that, the Buffs go up 13, and it's now at 10.
Yeah, they had started this run with their defense. They were forcing turnovers. Commerce getting a little frustrated, and on the other side, WT out and running and making their shots, but you expect the Lions to make a comeback, to try to make a run. And again, WT impressive tonight, KJ, that they're doing this without Julius Brown. Not able to go tonight. Booker makes the free throw. Extends the Buffs lead back up to 12.
Kavan with 6. He's 4 of 4 from the line. Here's Tuttle as we approach 4 minutes in the half.
Yeah, Bell's got to stay really tight on him because Tuttle can shoot that three.
Robertson tries to spin on Wise, kicks it back outside to Enye. Shot clock at 7. Enye open, knocks it down. 7 points for Enye. I believe that was Booker that tried to come out and slipped.
Yeah, he slipped. He was giving him a lot of space, came under the screen. That freed him open for that look.
That's Booker for 3. No good. And they're going to get Jesse with the hold, I believe.
Yeah, he was trying to go around the Lions' defensive player, but that was a strong block out. Too much contact by Oweezy.
We've got a timeout on the floor. 3:44 to play in the first. Buffs 33, Lions 24. You're watching WT Basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
Synergy is a proud partner of WT.
Joints begin to fail. It's more than an inconvenience. The relentless grinding pain slows you down and can even stop you from doing the things you enjoy in life. At Physicians Surgical Hospitals, our skilled orthopedic experts are using advanced robotic surgeries to get you back to being you sooner with a less painful recovery. We're doing more than restoring joints. We're restoring lives.
West Texas A&M leads 33-24. Lucas Kinsey alongside Kent Johnson. Jamie Abbott, our producer tonight, the Thunder Vision crew. Glad to be back and watch some basketball. Way too long for us, Kent, over the break without watching the Buffs. And they're back at action here tonight against Texas A&M-Commerce, two outstanding teams at the top of the LSC. And a nice play there by the Lions. Good backdoor cut.
Gaffney feeding Tuttle for the lay-in. Since the last time out, the Buffs have hit 5 of 8 for the floor. The Lions just 2 of 5, but the Lions connect there. 33-26 our score, and the Buffs turn it over. Demonia in the corner. Up top to Tuttle. Left wing Robertson. Feeds Gaffney. Booker on the defense. Gaffney now double teamed. Outside to Tuttle. Enye. Finger roll, got it. Nice ball movement. Gets the shot by Augustine Enye, and Tom Brown calls a timeout. 30-second timeout.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it here. 2:51 to play in the half. The Buffs had a 13-point lead. Now it's down to 5.
And Commerce, that last possession, KJ, the Buffs double-teamed. Out of the double-team offensively, what do you want to do? To break it, movement, ball movement, and Commerce did that. They got WT out of position as they moved that ball around the perimeter, led to an opening in the paint. A nice finger roll, and Commerce on a 7-0 run over the last minute and change. Let's look at the Lone Star Conference scoreboard. Nearly every time, you go to the UT Permian Basin gym complex known as the Falcon Dome, crazy things happen, right? Angelo State goes on the road tonight. Don't know how that one ended in terms of the sequence, whether it was the last game-winning shot, but the final score, I can tell you, was 80-78. Angelo State gets a good road win against the Falcons.
Lions looking for a road win tonight in Canyon, trailing the Buffs 33-28. Here's Wise. Thought about a three. Now he backs into the paint. Spins, puts it up. Doesn't quite make it. Ball batted around. Wise gets the rebound. And loses it. Tried to be fancy there, and Robertson took it away. Quickly down at the other end, Enye finishes the possession with a lay-in. And it's a 3-point Buffalo lead. Here's Blankley on the baseline, kicks it out to Wallace. To Williams, bumps into Gaffney, gets him up in the air, and I think Clashawn's going to get called for that one.
Yeah, you want to draw a foul on Gaffney, you got to go with 4 shot fakes underneath.
Will be in the bonus.
Smart play by Williams.
This is a 2-shot opportunity for Galen Williams.
Williams at the line, shooting twice. He's 1 of 2 thus far this evening. Misses the first. Rodney Brown returns to the lineup for the Lions, replacing Demonia. Buffs by 3, 1:58 to play in the first as Williams knocks down the second, puts the Buffs up by 4. Coming up the half, Lucas will visit with Lady Buff head coach Josh Prock. His Lady Buffs pulling off the upset tonight, defeating the second-ranked Lions.
Big win for Coach Prock and the Lady Buffs.
82-72, the final of that game. Here's Tuttle. Up top to Brown. Back to Tuttle. 10 on the shot clock. Toussaint with the defense. Enye for 3. No. Toussaint in the paint with the rebound.
You know, the combined record of the women's and men's teams for Commerce going into tonight, 21-1.
Zach spins. Can't get the floater to fall, but he draws the foul. Yeah, the Lions basketball program, very, very strong.
Here's the replay with Zach. We've seen him do this a lot this season. Put it on the floor, get into the paint.
Get up there and floats up there.
And he was not going to let Gaffney block that one.
Carson Tuttle with the foul, his first. Team's 8th. Toussaint knocks down the first.
Another score for you, KJ, in Dallas. From the Berg Center, Dallas Baptist leads St. Mary's 74-61. 50-50 nearing the end of the game at Greyhound Arena, Eastern New Mexico, all knotted up with Oklahoma Christian.
And UT Tyler supposed to be at Cameron tonight, but the Aggies, under COVID protocol, have canceled both tonight as well as this weekend's contests. Wonder if UT Tyler's watching the Buffs and the Lions tonight. You think so?
Maybe. Getting ready. Patriots coming to town on Saturday.
Here's Gaffney in the paint with the hook. Won't go. Bounced around twice. Williams with the rebound for the Buffs. Outlet to Tucson. Oh, he's open for three. Knocks it down. 12 points for Zach. Inside of a minute to play. Buffs lead back up to 9. 39-30. Tuttle brings the Lions back up court. 30 seconds to play in the half. Gaffney and Tuttle play catch up top. Tuttle from the elbow puts it in. 9 points for Carson Tuttle. 7-point Buff lead, 39-32, inside of 15 to play, and the Buffs will play for one.
And clear it out, let Zach penetrate. If he can get a shot off, that's exactly what he'll do, and then you'll have shooters on the three-point line.
5 seconds. Long three. A little too strong by Tucson. And a last-second heave.
You were thinking, is that one going to go?
They've done it 3 times this year. Let's keep watching. It doesn't go in. The buzzer sounds, and it's halftime. Our score as the teams go to the locker room, West Texas A&M 39, Texas A&M-Commerce 32. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have our halftime activities to include Lucas visiting with Lady Buff head coach Josh Prock. That's after this. You're watching Buffalo basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
80 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Our pharmacy specializes in serving.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Buffs!
Jayford Roofing has been protecting our community for 15 years. With more than 30,000 homes and businesses protected by our roofing work, we're proud of our ability to provide efficient, lasting solutions for your roofing needs. What makes us stand out from the competition is that we work for you with dedicated team members who guide you every step of the way. That is the Jayford advantage. Quality, experience, fast pass scheduling, customer rewards. We have it all. Call Jayford Roofing today for a free inspection. We are Jayford Roofing. We are more.
I got doused with water after our game. Mine's soaking wet. So.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center halftime score. The Buffaloes leading 39-32, a tight one with the Lions of Texas A&M-Commerce right now. Here on the halftime show, being joined by a very happy head coach that had to change his shirt, I believe, after a big victory, 82-72. Did you get some water doused on you in the locker room after this 82-72 win tonight?
I did. Most of the girls were nice to me. They just squirted me a little bit, but then Olivia Lewis, who I brought with me, decided, I just dumped the whole thing on you, Coach. I said, thanks, Liv.
I thought you gave her the compliment. You said she was Gronkowski. She went full Gronk.
Oh, there you go. Today. There you go. All full Gronk on me today.
Having some fun. So, Coach Prock, your team tonight, what a performance, a win over the number 2 team in the country, previously unbeaten team in Texas A&M-Commerce. And from the start, I mean, you came out, kind of went right at them. Offensively, were very aggressive, got the ball in the paint, then ended up with some threes, obviously, that fell. You made 11 threes. So many stats to look at, but what are you most proud of in this win? And what Kent and I were saying up here, is so far your best win of your career here at WT.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked before the game, Lucas. We talked one of the keys was to get back and stop them in transition. Their transition. I think tonight, they had, 19? Lucas, I want to say they usually average somewhere between 35 and 40 points in transition. So I thought we did a great job there. And then obviously the obvious stat is just our tenacity on offensive rebounding and rebounding in general. We might not face the rest of the year a team as athletic as they are, and we out-rebounded them by 13.
And they're athletic, Coach, but they're deep. They don't just have one or two girls that's tall or big or long. They bring them in off the bench, and they just keep bringing them in.
Yeah, they just keep coming at waves. So I kept looking at different numbers, and I kept turning around to Coach K and Coach Sherman. Who's that one? So, but no, they do. Coach Burton, he and I are really good friends, and I have so much respect for him. He does a great job, and I know he'll have his team right back there again.
And I say it's a statement win or your biggest win so far, but I know there's so much more basketball to be played, and so you don't want this to be it. Obviously for this season, you want this team to continue to improve and grow. And I talked to Carly Motzenbacher after the win. Carly, one of two players that had a double-double tonight. You nearly had three. Lauren Taylor was, I believe, one more rebound away from her also having a double-double, and talked to Carly about this team and their identity, and she said that was one of the things that the team had talked about before the game. What is our identity? And one of the words that came up was what you just said, tenacity.
Yeah, I think that too, and I know one thing they talked about as well too, just being a very versatile team, having different kids that can step up at any moment. Like I don't feel there's any kid that we can't put in there that I don't think would be productive. Every kid that we have, I know has a chance to be very productive. And so, we're limited in our total numbers right now, but I have tons of any kid that we want to put in, I have tons of confidence in.
Two players I want you to talk about for just a little bit. One of them is the player I just mentioned, Lauren Taylor. Her performance tonight, 12 points, 9 rebounds. She was very aggressive from the beginning. Yep. She went right at the Lions on the opening possession and scored. And then Jayla Burgess, 13 points and 6 rebounds, 2 steals. But in particular with those two, Coach, they are two players who you did not recruit. They were here last season. New coach, you come in, and for them to completely buy into your system, to what you want to run, and they're starting to see the fruits of the labor, if you would, a little bit. Talk about those two young ladies.
Yeah, let's start with Lauren. I figure for sure she's one of those kind of kids that tonight she can excel because she's athletic as they are, she's as quick as they are, and so we wanted to get her going early. So we designed a few plays to get her going early to try to get her momentum going, and that helped. But Lauren might be as good a kid as I've ever been around. She's just yes sir, no sir, just very respectful.
Very intelligent.
Very smart kid, way smarter than I ever will be. And then Jayla very same way, one of the most respectful kids, very intelligent. Jayla still has I don't think she understands still how good she can be.
Yeah.
Very, very talented young lady. She does so many good things. And tonight I really thought this was one of the first games, Lucas, I really thought that she really began to I'm going to play with confidence, offensively.
She had a play, I believe, in the second half, Coach, where in transition she got the ball, went up in the air. One of the Commerce athletic players comes over and tries to block the shot, and she went up and under, Michael Jordan-like, in the air using that athleticism, and it was almost like, okay, that's she can make plays like that. If she continues to play like that, you feel like that confidence will continue to grow.
I do, Lucas. I think that she's really close to getting there, and I think it's just, you look at her, like I told her, you're 5 for 6 tonight. If you shoot a few more times, you're going to be 8 for 12. What does that become like? And so, but Jayla's getting there. They were in obviously different systems and stuff like that, so she's getting used to this still. But I think, again, like I said before, the sky's the limit for her.
Defense was outstanding tonight. You have 10 shot blocks as a team. Olivia had 4 of those. Jayla had a couple. Look at the 5'7" guard, Zam Roberts, with 3 shot blocks. But that's what you said earlier, the versatility. It's a total team effort. And Carly mentioned this when I visited with her. I was asking her, what was the difference? Why was the defense so good tonight against a very talented offensive team in Commerce? And she said, and I think you'll like this as a coach, she said we talked, we communicated very well, but she said we also listened to each other. We listened on the floor. We listened in the timeouts, in the huddle, to what coach was telling us and what the assistant coaches were telling us. So that's got to be a great sign for your team at this point in the season to be gelling and for players to be saying those kinds of things.
Absolutely. And one thing that we, after we lost to Lubbock, I felt we needed to get back to the basics a little bit. And even after a loss to Southern Indiana, we need to get back to where we're seeing ball in man, talking to each other off screens and stuff like that. And so really, honestly, Lucas, we've gone back to the basics and some of that stuff, and I know it's helped out a lot.
Yeah.
You've seen it on the court.
All right, so Saturday you welcome UT Tyler, and a lot of times teams get these big wins.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know where I'm going with this.
Absolutely.
So how do you avoid that letdown against a team that's going to come in and obviously not have the white flag waving as they head into the First United Bank Center? The Patriots will be ready to play.
Oh, absolutely. And I told the girls, I said, ladies, we have no more room for error. I mean, we're 10-7 right now.
Okay.
If we were 16-1 or something like that, you got a little room maybe here or there. We have no room for error. We got to keep rolling.
So the sense of urgency has to be there.
Absolutely. You got to. I mean, tomorrow morning when we get back in here to watch film and get prepared for Tyler, this game's over with. And they'll see that with me tomorrow. This is. Enjoy it tonight, but as soon as we wake up tomorrow morning, it's time to go.
Yeah. Well, it was a lot of fun. Got to tell you, we had some fun with you. The Holt turns green, right? Josh Prock turns. It's great. It's fitting because now you're wearing maroon.
Yeah.
You turn maroon a little bit with that passion and that fire.
I do a little bit.
It's the old Kelvin Sampson in you, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's I was talking to my assistants afterwards, and I said, Coach should be very proud of this team. 27 offensive rebounds in the last game. 26 tonight. He'd be like, that's my style of ball, Proc.
Great job. Great win tonight, and we'll be back here Saturday ready to go for another Lady Buffs win.
Thank you very much, Lucas. I appreciate it.
We'll take a timeout, come back, have the stats for you here. WT men leading 39-32 at halftime. We're back with more basketball right after these messages.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
We're at the half. First United Bank Center, West Texas A&M holding a 39-32 halftime lead. Let's take a look at your team stats as we are at the midpoint of the game. Texas A&M-Commerce from the field, 14 of 28 for 58%. The Buffs, 12 of 25, 48%. Three-pointers, A&M-Commerce has knocked down just 3 of 12 for 25%. The Buffs, 5 of 11 for 45%. From the line, the Lions haven't gone very much. They're 1 of 2, just 50%. The Buffs have gone 12 times. They've knocked down 10, 83%. Turnovers, both teams committed 6. Points off turnovers, the Buffs have 10 to the Lions 9. Individually, Tayshawn Gaffney has 3 points, 1 rebound, 2 block shots. Carson Tuttle, 9 points, 1 rebound. DeMarcus Demonia with 2 points, 3 rebounds. Jarius Robertson with 1 rebound. Augustine Enye with 11 points, 1 board. Alfonso Willis with 4 points, 1 rebound. Alex Peavy with 1 rebound. Rodney Brown with 1 rebound. Leo Lara with 1 rebound. And J.J. Romer Rosario with 3 points. For the Buffs, Kevon Booker, 6 points, 2 rebounds. Zach Toussaint, a game-high 12 points, 2 boards. Hayden Blankley with 2 rebounds. Addison Wallace, 3 points, 1 rebound. Larry Wise with 7 points. Cameron Bell with 2 points. Jesse Oweezy, 3 points, 2 rebounds. Parker Nielsen, 4 points, 1 rebound. And Dalen Williams with 2 points and a game-high 5 rebounds. Buffs have led by as many as 13 at the 5:03 mark of the first. A&M-Commerce led by 2 points right out of the chute. Buffs had a 13-point scoring run. The Lions had a 9-point scoring run to cut that 13-point lead to 4. Buffs have led for 16 and a half minutes of this ball game. Well, let's take a minute timeout right here. We'll come back for the start of your second half of play. Buffs lead it 39-32. We'll be back after this. You're watching Buffalo basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
This is what a new heart valve looks like. This is what a bypassed artery looks like. And this is what a repaired aortic aneurysm looks like. The BSA Heart and Vascular Team is here to help you live life to the fullest. From our state-of-the-art cardiac technologies to our dedicated heart specialists, our goal is to help you take the very best care of your heart so you can enjoy everything else that matters to you. BSA for life.
80 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
First United Bank Center for its Lone Star Conference matchup.
All right, we get ready to start second half play here from Canyon, Texas, West Texas A&M. Leading this one 39-32. Glad to have you with us for this broadcast tonight. Trying to make it 2 nice home wins for Buff Nation. Commerce trailing by 7 points, and that was an impressive run that they had to finish that first half, KJ, because the Buffs got on a nice run. Commerce was really struggling.
Buffs were up 13. Commerce was 1 of 16 from the floor.
Coach Von Rosenberg called a couple timeouts, got them settled, and they're in this thing, only down by 7.
Buffs basketball to inbound and start the second half. Toussaint inbounds to Booker, back to Zach. Madison Wallace feeds Wise on the baseline. Kicks it outside to Blankley for 3. Blankley misses everything. Wallace hustles, finds Booker for the lay-in.
What a great play by Addison Wallace. That's one where Commerce just fell asleep. The shot was airballed, and it's like Commerce thought it was going to go out of bounds. Wallace, a very unselfish play, and leads to a Buff bucket.
Up top, it's Enye. Dribbles down baseline. Now a turnaround. Can't get it to go. It went in, came out. Rebound to Wallace. Wise. Strong drive. No one steps in.
Yeah. Commerce is double teaming on the post when the Buffs throw it inside. What they're not doing is rotating. So if you can get that ball out of the double team, the paint's wide open, or there's open shots.
Buffs open with a 4-0 run. But there's the answer, a 3-pointer by Robertson. His first bucket of the game. 43-35. Buffs by 8. Blankley outside to Wallace. Wide open 3, and he knocks it down. 6 points for Addison. Buffs lead up to 11.
We wondered if he would continue his strong play, and he has, Kent. 6 points, 2 rebounds.
Oh, nice feed from Gaffney to Tuttle.
That's 2 times Tuttle has gotten the backdoor cut. Smart play.
And Wallace, that's Wise trying to field the basketball while backpedaling. Got off balance, couldn't catch it. Turnover number 7 against the Buffs. Just underway in the second half. Buffs led 39-32 at the half. It's 46-37 now. We're going to have a foul called against Addison Wallace, his second. Team foul number 1 against the Buffs here in the second half.
Yet Ine was ready to shoot free throws. He was practicing his form, and the officials
Tuttled inbound to the left of the Lions bucket. Kicks it outside to Demonia. Here's Robertson. 10 on the shot clock. Blankley on Robertson. Now Tuttle with 5. They get it to Gaffney. Works on Booker. Gaffney with the hook. Short. Booker went up for the rebound. Wallace ended up with it.
That's got to be some contact.
That's got to be a foul. They're not going to call it. Booker wants a foul. Tom Brown wants a foul. Addison Wallace with the blind behind the back pass.
Here's the replay.
Watch the pass from Addy here. And Gaffney comes down on top of Booker.
Up top, it's a clean block with the ball,
yeah,
but he still runs through the body.
Follow the play.
Still going to be Buff basketball, but
well, you got Tom Brown's ire up. Toussaint gets it into Booker, who tapped it back to Zach, and Zach was coming up top to get the ball. So that backfired.
And the jacket is now off.
What I want to know is, are basketball coaches going to go back to dressing up for games? For a while it was a COVID deal. We're dressing down, but now it stayed.
You're right. Used to be the suit and tie.
I like to watch coaches get dressed up for games. Here's Gaffney in the corner, and the Buffs are letting them have it out there.
Well, you get upset, it's harder to take that suit jacket off, KJ. You can rip it.
But it's a little more demonstrative when you take off a suit jacket as opposed to he takes off his warm-up.
Sure.
And there's Carson Tuttle knocks it down. Tuttle has 13. Buff lead at 7, 46-39, and there's Addison Wallace strong to the rack.
Yeah, he's stepping up big.
3-point shot, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds. It looked like Booker had it, but Gaffney knocked it away.
Booker's going to get a breather, and Dalen Williams will come in. The big men really getting tested tonight with Commerce's size.
Buffs basketball leading by 9, 48-39. 16.5 to play in the second. Wise on the wing, feeds Williams inside. Dalen underneath, yes, and one!
He did a great job of gathering himself, but not getting the ball down low, keeping it right at his chest, and then he went strong and finished with contact.
Alfonso Willis, guilty of the foul, his second. Lions first of the half. Dalen to the line. He's 2 of 4 this evening. Knock it down, Dalen. Buffs lead 51-39. A 12-point lead, one shy of their largest of the game thus far.
And this is exactly the stat line you'd want to see from Dalen Williams. He's only played 9 minutes, but he's got the 5 points and 4 rebounds.
Solid. Buffs 5 of their last 6 from the floor. Here's Demonia. Backs in on Wallace. Turns around. No good. Addison with the rebound. Underneath. Nielsen blocked by Gaffney.
Who hasn't been blocked by Gaffney?
Next off the bench. Come on. Torian Harris. Your turn. Here's Demonia. Drives on Wallace, shuffled his feet.
Yeah.
Wallace with the tight defense, forces the turnover. Buffs basketball when we come back from this timeout. 15:37 to play. Buffs lead it, 51-39. You're watching Buffalo basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
This is what a new heart valve looks like. This is what a bypassed artery looks like. And this is what a repaired aortic aneurysm looks like. The BSA Heart and Vascular Team is here to help you live life to the fullest. From our state-of-the-art cardiac technologies to our dedicated heart specialists, our goal is to help you take the very best care of your heart so you can enjoy everything else that matters to you. BSA for life.
West Texas A&M leads this conference matchup against the Lions with 15:37 to play in the second half. Score 51-39. Buffs shooting 52% for the game. Commerce Lions, not bad themselves, 49% from the field. One big difference, and if you're a Lion fan, you don't like this, but it is what it is. The Buffs 11 of 13 from the free throw line. Commerce just 1 of 2.
And so many of the Buffs' offensive possessions have gone inside the paint. The Lions, though they have size, have been shooting from outside. Speaking of outside, how about Tucson?
Yeah, he's not bad at that, is he?
His third three. He's knocked down 5 3 times this year. See if he's got 2 more in him. There's a drive and a step. And a foul.
So there's some free throw opportunities for Commerce.
Cameron Bell with the foul. That's his first, team second. Here you'll see it. Willis.
And the bump from behind by Bell.
Willis at the
Zach making the 3 on the last possession, and you said it, KJ, 3 of 4 tonight for Tucson. He's in 8th place all-time in threes made. Coming into tonight, 166 made threes. All-time record holder, David Chavlovic. He made a few of those, 388 in his career for the Buffaloes.
And I don't know if I was to choose who could hit the longest.
Yeah. As far as just extending that three-point contest out.
Well, we've seen Zach. He'll hit one, and then next time let's back up 3 feet. And the next time, let's back up another 3. Here's from the baseline. Zach can't get it. Williams taps it, but coming down with the rebound, the Lions' Rodney Brown. Chavlovic could just bring the ball up court, stop at some point, and nail it. And then tell you about it as he goes back down court.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Fun.
Yeah, Tucson a little quieter than David with his play on the court.
Never forget the LSC game, the tournament game that had to be moved to
Texas
Women's Kitty McGee Arena. And Chavlovic had the game of a lifetime. There's Wallace misfiring from 3. Buffs lead by 13, 54-41 as we approach 14 to play here in the second. Nice feed inside. Addison Wallace goes for an air ride and comes down with a foul. For Addison, that's his third.
That's been the one area defensively that's hurt the Buffs. They're having trouble with these backdoor cuts. Right there, and then we go rodeo.
Yep. It's a non-shooting foul. It's one of those they teach you, don't leave your feet. Don't leave the floor. Here's a strong drive inside, ending in a foul. Carius Key. And that will be a shooting foul.
Larry Wise, his first.
Wise picks up his first, team foul number 4 against the Buffaloes. If you want to erase the free throw disparity, do some strong drives like that.
Mm-hmm.
Key just 45% from the line this year. That translates to 2 of 10, and now it's 2 of 11. But he's 50% on those attempts.
We were talking in the break, KJ, about Commerce, and in the past we've had so many talented players. One of those former talented players is now assistant coach on the bench, Willie Rooks.
He was fast. He could take it to the rack and then
shoot the 3.
You sag, and he shoots the 3. Here's Wise, step back 3, no good. In for the rebound, Alfonso Willis. You know, some people focus on the positive. Some think about the negative, the wins, the losses. I can't watch Commerce play without thinking about the Carl White play.
In Commerce,
leading by 3 with just seconds left, and they nail a 3, and he fouls, and it's a 4-point play. And there's a foul.
I think.
They're going to.
I think they called.
They waved it the wrong way, did they not?
Well, Commerce could have an argument that this foul could be on Hayden Blankley. I think Hayden gets fouled first, and then Hayden extends his arm out at the end of the play. But
follow the ball. There's the foul.
Yeah, probably the right call.
The issue was Yawan Gatewood pointed the wrong way, and I don't think they called a foul. They just called the ball out of bounds.
Oh, okay.
No, here we go. That's what I was waiting for.
So they did call it on Rodney Brown.
It's kind of like a hockey game where you're waiting for the penalty to be called.
Hey.
Rodney Brown with his first, team foul number 2 against the Lions in this half. Toussaint, Izui, Wise, Blankley, and Booker on the floor for the Buffs. Here's Wise for 3. Knocks it down.
Beautiful assist from Toussaint. Drew all the attention of the Commerce defense, and if you leave Larry Wise that open, he's going to make that shot.
He's got a pair of threes tonight, 9 points total. Actually 12 right now. Buffs lead 57-42. Here's Willis. Down low to Brown, kicks it outside to Lara for 3, and he's got it.
Whistle.
And Toussaint was decked inside. Basket will count.
Was it in the throat?
And then we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Carius Key.
Good pass from Rodney Brown. It's like that last bowling pin there. It just went down.
Yeah.
It was number 14 wearing the white jersey.
Non-shooting foul, but a foul nonetheless. For Key, that will be his first. 15 on the shot clock. Booker. Baseline right side. Cross court to Blankley, and he tries to drive out top, and he's going to be fouled by Alfonso Willis. That's his third. And we've reached the under-12 media timeout. 11:48 to play. Buffs lead at 12, 57-45. We'll be back after this. You're watching Buffalo basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
Bud Light, proudly brewed
in the heart of Texas. Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
West Texas A&M leads by 12. Still plenty of time in this one with the Commerce Lions, but to this point, Commerce has just not been able to get into enough of a rhythm offensively. They're playing hard, no doubt, and making a lot of good plays, but it's been WT that has been the better team on the offensive side for sure.
WT's offense starting to get some movement, being fluid like we like to see. Up and down the floor, good ball movement. WT's defense has something to do also. They've held the Lions here in the second half 40% from the floor, just 4 of 10. Buffs, meanwhile, shooting 7 of 13 for 53%. Doesn't hurt that they've dropped in 3 3-pointers along the way. Toussaint to Wise. He's got a 3. He'll hit a 3.
Yeah, Larry's heating up.
That's 3 3-pointers for Larry tonight. 11:27 to play. Buffs up by 15.
And again, the assist, Toussaint, that's his 4th of the game.
Strong drive by Lara.
They caught Wise with the foul.
For Larry, that's his 2nd. For the Buffaloes, their 5th.
And whistle for the personal foul of the Buffs, Larry Wise.
Yeah, that's Commerce's game right there. They want to drive, put it on the deck, and try to get you out of position defensively. That's what they did there. Forced the foul.
Inbounds comes in to Inye. Cross court to Robertson. Tuttle feeds Gaffney. Outside to Inye. Faked the three. Now he'll drive in. Addison got a hand on that ball, knocked it loose. Wise comes up with the rebound.
Buffs may try to get it into the hands of Larry. He's got the hot hand.
Here's Dalen Williams to Toussaint. Shot clock winding down to 10. Zach, a long way, a little short. Gaffney gets the rebound.
If that ball would have come off the other side of the rim, Addison Wallace was there. He was ready for the follow dunk.
Lions basketball. Here's Inye. Down low. Feeds to Monia. Goes up, and he's going to be fouled.
Yeah, Dalen Williams came over, and that was a foul. You know, one thing with Dalen, when he comes in, if he fouls, you're most likely not going to make the layup.
That's what you want to see. For Dalen, that's his first, 6th team foul against the Buffs. Going to the line, DeMarcus Demonia.
DeMarcus Demonia.
First shot's on its way. You got it.
It's okay, Jay. This next game for Commerce has already been postponed. Is that correct?
They go to Cameron, do they not?
Yes.
Yeah, the Buffs and Cameron are travel partners this year. So whoever we see is going to go to Cameron.
Okay.
Whoever Cameron's playing, UT Tyler, is going to come our way. So A&M-Commerce can pretty much head back home after this unless there is another team that's canceled game and they can work out a change of schedule just to play the game. Here's a foul called against the Lions, Jarius Robertson. I mean, at some point this year, the way the season is starting to unfold, there are going to be some teams that have only played 10 conference games while other teams have played 16. And how are you going to rank the equality of the conference schedule? Toussaint, long three, no good. Buffs want a foul on the rebound attempt, no whistle.
And they felt like Kevon got pushed in the back trying to go up and get that offensive board.
Tuttle looking for Gaffney, but Williams blocking him out. Long three outside, flat shot by Robertson, no good.
He struggled tonight, just 1 of 6 from the field, and a talented player, no doubt, averaging 13 points a game, but has not been able to get going this evening.
He is 39, coming into tonight, 39 of 45 from three-point range. He's now 40 of 51. Still pretty good average.
Sure.
Here's Wise with a strong drive, gets tripped up. Should be a non-shooting foul.
Augustine Inye.
Foul goes against Augustine Inye, his first personal. 6th team foul against the Lions. Both teams have 6, so the next foul by either team will get us in the bonus situation. Bell inbounds to Wise. Bell wants a three. Nice arc. No good. Wise hustles over trying to get the rebound, and they're blocking him out nicely as Robertson. Robertson had no interest in the basketball. He was just going to keep Wise from getting it. Inye. No one on him. Puts up a three, no good. Gaffney's there for the putback.
Dalen, you made a liar out of me, buddy. That time he did foul, but not hard enough. Clayshawn Gaffney with the strength to finish it and take just that little bump from Dalen Williams, who's got a chance for a three-point play.
Dalen guilty of his second personal, 7th team foul against the Buffs. Gaffney with his 5th point at the line for the bonus.
At the line for A&M-Commerce, Clayshawn Gaffney.
Gaffney can make this a 10-point game if he can convert. And he does.
Gaffney now with 6 points, 5 rebounds, and somehow only 4 blocks. Thought he had 8, but he's got 4.
Here's Toussaint. to Blankley, back to Zach. Watching Booker and Gaffney go at it underneath. Booker slips free. Wise with a step back, yes!
Crafty offensive player. He just got a little bit of separation, and his jump shot is smooth no matter whether it's from 30 feet or from 15.
Full timeout on the floor. 8:37 to play. Buffs by 12. You're watching West Texas A&M basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
For 90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 118 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
12-point lead now for West Texas A&M. Largest lead of the game, 15 for the Buffaloes. But they have been in control, and we go back to when we started the broadcast tonight, KJ, and one of the things that brought up was the consistent trait for this WT team throughout this season has not always been offense, but it has been defense night in and night out, and they're playing outstanding defense again here against the Commerce Lions.
And the Buffs have always played defense, but when you're scoring 89, 90 points a night, you don't think of that. You don't pay attention to the fact that the other team's only scoring 63.
Sure.
Well, here they're holding an A&M-Commerce team that
averages 75.
Yeah, they're at 50 right now. Blankley misfires from 3. Rebound comes down to the Lions' Demonia. Here's Tuttle. Gets a screen from Demonia. Cross court to Robertson, back to Tuttle. Demonia double teamed in the corner, and we've got the cylinder
Your
foul.
favorite
It
call.
was just a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, and it was a really good double team. Kevon came over, and they had him trapped, but not enough space given.
And that takes us to the under 8 media timeout. 62-50 is our score.
Let's look at this here. This is remember the old song "Don't Stand So Close to Me," right? There it is.
And Kevon just kind of tiptoed in on him. He was extended straight up, but violated the personal space. You're watching Buffalo basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Seven minutes, 50 seconds to play in the second half. Buffalo's trying to win for a 15th time this season, the number 11 ranked team in the country. Coming into this one, a 14-2 overall record, a 1-1 LSC record. And the Commerce Lions, perfect 2-0 in LSC play so far. But right now in a hole, down by 12. Some free throws coming for DeMarcus Demonia, the junior from the state of Maryland.
Commerce Lions. DeMarcus Demonia.
State of Maryland, Fort Washington to be precise. Misses the free throw.
State of Maryland. Now, are the Terps still good in basketball?
They're struggling this year. They lost tonight to Illinois, who is a pretty decent team this year. But, Mark Turgeon was their head coach.
Right.
And he stepped down 12 games into the season. Still haven't heard what the deal was there. But here's Toussaint. Hangs in the air. One-handed shot. Knocks it in.
He has been impressive all night long. Hitting threes, hitting twos, assisting.
17 points for Zach. He and Larry Wise with 17. And there's a block underneath. Gaffney controls. Buffs get the basketball.
Yeah, that was rare there. Gaffney got
Wise
a taste
on the
of his
break.
own medicine.
Toussaint backs it out, says, let's set up the half court.
I still think of Maryland as an ACC team.
Yeah, I agree. Lynn Bias. Toussaint drives, spins, step back, won't go.
Goodness, that was a collision. All three players battling for that rebound. Commerce came out of the pack with a basketball.
Alfonso Willis comes up with it. Here's Tuttle for three, no good. Wise gets it. 2-on-1 break for the Buffs. Coming in and intercepting it. Jarius Robertson stepped in the passing lane. Demonia. Oh, nice feed on the give and go. Alfonso Willis lays it in, and Jarrett Von Rosenberg wants a timeout. 64-52, Buffs by 12. We've still got 6:12 to play in this game.
Commerce still has a chance. They got to make their run, though, quickly.
Let's take a timeout. Buffs by 12. You're watching Buff Basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
All right, back to the action here. The Buffs lead by 12. See if Commerce has another run. They've cut it down to 7 in the second half, but right now the Buffs lead by double digits.
Toussaint on the wing. Drives. Has his shot blocked.
Strong defense. Alfonso Willis, and that's 6'4", using that size there to make it tough for Zach to get that shot off.
Parker Nielsen checks in, replacing Toussaint. No, Zach's going to throw the ball in. Nielsen's replacing Booker. Saw Zach go to the bench. That was to throw the ball in. Here's Wise. He has 17. Forces that one up at the shot clock. Misses, and it's a violation.
That's a great defensive possession there by Commerce. WT was suffocated there. They could not get a good look at the basket.
5.5 to play. Buffs by 12. Here's a strong drive. Ball knocked away. Alfonso Willis trying to take it to the rack. Ball was knocked away from behind. It'll be Lions basketball to inbound to the right of their bucket.
And Willis coming up gingerly says that one hurt. As he stood in there and went at Dalen Williams.
Here's Demonia. Goes around Wallace. We're going to have a foul. I think they got Williams. Yep, it's going to be on Addison Wallace. That's his fourth. Team foul number 9 against the Buffaloes.
Commerce shooting free throws the rest of the way here.
At the line, DeMarcus
As a
Demonia.
team, the Lions for the year hitting right at 70% from the line. Demonia knocks that one down. Demonia came in tonight averaging 10.5 points, and to this point, the Buffs have held him to 6. 4 from the floor. Demonia gets them both. And the Lions now applying pressure. Full court. Blankley gets it into Wallace. Now they back off. Wallace crosses midcourt. Goes to Booker. Approaching 5 minutes to play in the game.
Buffs haven't scored in over 2 minutes.
Wise up top, gets a screen from Blankley. Hayden puts up a three. Hayden knocks down the three.
There you go, Hayden.
That was a big one.
Well, he was 0 for 4 before that three, but was watching his lower body. He got his feet set, and when Hayden does that, he's a deadly shooter from the perimeter.
First bucket of the night for Blankley. Puts the Buffs back up by 13, and there's a turnover. Buffs basketball. Well, we thought it was. Johnny Wilkins pointed one way. Zach Toussaint steps out of bounds to accept the basketball. And Wilkins says, I'm sorry, blue ball. Here's Willis. Out to Key. He'll like to drive.
Yeah, uses his
turn around,
strength.
Step back, and there it is. Yeah, he's a bull in the paint. We make references to football looking like a linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
Key does.
He does.
There's a foul before the shot.
Alfonso Willis with his fourth personal.
No. Alfonso Willis picking up the foul. That's his fourth. Team foul number 7 against the Lions. That's going to send Jesse Oweezy to the line. Shooting 1-1.
Zach's at the line here.
Oop, Zach.
Yeah. Get Tucson a chance for some more points.
And there they are.
Such a good free throw shooter. Here's the update for you, KJ, from Greyhound Arena in Portales. Eastern New Mexico holds on. They defeat Oklahoma Christian 65-62. We thought that team would get better as the season went on. And they're playing some good basketball. Dallas Baptist defeats St. Mary's 82-71. And Midwestern State leads St. Edwards 50-41. Still 5 minutes left in that ball game at DL Egon Coliseum.
Well, Midwestern's a team we thought would improve as the year goes on. And you normally expect St. Edwards to be strong.
The other game that we were looking at tonight, Lubbock Christian, as the three-pointers in and out by Commerce there. Lubbock Christian and Arkansas Fort Smith. Okay, 57-51. LCU holds on at the Rip Griffin Center.
Final. Fort Smith having dealt the Buffs a defeat last week.
You have some good shooters, good offensive players.
We're inside of 4 to play. Buffs up 13 at 69-56. Here's Wise. Shot clock at 5. To Blankley for 3. No good. Rebound comes down to Inye. Augustine Inye. Out on the wing, Leo Lara knocks down a 3. His second. Makes it a 10-point ball game. Still 3:15 to play. Both teams in the bonus.
Lara's hit a couple of those tonight. Pretty shot from downtown.
Wise outside. Lara takes a jab at the ball.
Not much movement here. They're trying to run Zach off screens, and Larry's just going to take it.
That's not the offense you want. Blankley got the rebound. Not that you don't want Larry
Right.
shooting, but like as you've described before, one man dribbles the ball, shoots the ball, everyone else stands around and watches.
It's too easy to defend.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Commerce right now. No one's having to move, getting a chance to rest, except for the guy guarding the ball.
Off-balance shot by Toussaint, no good. 2.5 to play. Buffs by 10. Ball goes inside to Brown. He goes around to Weezy.
Good timeout. Actually, I thought WT was taking the timeout. Commerce will take the timeout.
Von Rosenberg takes it. Buffs lead. Cut to 8 at 69-61. 2:18 to play. Let's take the timeout with them. You're watching West Texas A&M basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
For the Carpet Tech Flex Cam, here we go.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
A couple of the fans showing off on the flex cam. The Buffs have shown off tonight to lead 69-61. Still 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in this one. Buffs have gone cold, though, one for their last 7 from the field, and Commerce trying to make a tight finish out of this one.
Buffs get the ball inbound to Booker. He takes it up court, crosses the timeline, but picks up his dribble in a bad spot. Gets it off to Wallace. Here's Addison. 13 on the shot clock, and coming out, committing the foul, DeMarcus Demonia, his third.
If you're going to foul there, foul early. The shot clock was down to 12 seconds. At that point, you finish out the defensive possession, hope you get a stop.
Yep.
At the line, Addison Wallace.
Wallace at the line for the first time tonight, just 56% on the season from the line. That translates to 9 of 16. Knocks down the first. Has 9 points to go with 4 rebounds thus far.
And he looks like he's playing with more confidence.
Got them both.
2 points, Addison Wallace.
Had 12 points, 14 at Oklahoma Christian, 9 against Arkansas Fort Smith.
Oof, big shot.
There's a 3 knocked down. And the Buffs turn it over. Tucson double team. Nobody came to help him out.
That got the bench fired up too there. Good defense. They get the ball back.
Problem was when he turned to pass, there was Demonia. Got a hand on the ball, knocked it away.
Commerce has got to go quick here.
Buffs by 7, 1:30 to play. Here's Demonia travel.
That is not what they needed. And really, Demonia was looking to pass. At the last second, decided to take off and drive. And
it was kind of open.
it was.
Wallace to inbound, directly in front of the Lions bench. Gets it in to Wise. Larry gets it across the line to Wallace. Here's the double team. Wallace gets it to Wise, who's bumped by Demonia. That'll be his 4th. Team foul number 9 against the Lions.
At the line, shooting for the Buffs, Larry Wise.
1-1.
1 in the bonus.
Yeah, they were checking to see if they were over the 10 foul limit. That's just number 9 on them. A&M-Commerce. Wise at the line, 1-1. First time to the line tonight. Knocks it down.
Yeah, the Buffs got exactly what they needed from their 2 star players tonight, and Larry Wise and Zach Toussaint. A lot of good production scoring.
18 points for Larry, make it 19.
Larry Wise.
Buffs lead back up to 9, 1:15 to play. 73-64 our score, but bang, Carson Tuttle with a 3. throws the Lions a lifeline. 6-point game. Wise to Booker off the glass.
Yep, good finish. And I like that the Buffs, they weren't being passive. They broke the press, and they went right at the rim.
Lions call a timeout, or so we think.
See if we get that last one there. It was a nice play. You know, a lot of times teams, especially late, you beat that press and you pull it back out, but then you make a mistake and turn it over.
Lions wanted to call a timeout. They don't have one, so we'll keep it here. 75-67 our score, 57 seconds to play.
But it wasn't a Chris Webber. They didn't call for the timeout and not have any, right?
Well, they were heading to the bench, but I guess they
just thought someone had called.
Yeah. Tuttle, strong drive, and the reverse.
And
the last 5 points have been courtesy of Carson Tuttle.
The Lions did call a timeout. They did. They in fact did have a timeout.
Now we've got a timeout. 48 seconds to play. Buffs up 75-69.
If you're Commerce, so now they're talking in the huddle. Obviously, try to get a quick steal if you can. But this is where you look at the matchups on the other side, and the coaches pull out those scouting reports, and they say, here is the guy we want to foul. Here are the guys that we do not want to foul. And so obviously for the Buffaloes, the guy that you don't want to foul, Zach Toussaint. He's 4 for 4 tonight. But here's the problem. Zach's 4 for 4 from the line. Kevon Booker, 4 for 4. Wallace is 2 for 2. Larry, 2 for 2. Hayden Blankley has not been to the line. Hayden, a pretty good free throw shooter on the season at near 70%. So we'll have to see what the Lions do here. Buffs are in action again in 2 days. They'll take on UT Tyler on Saturday. We'll have both Lady Buffs and Buff games for you right here on the LSC Digital Network.
We'll be right back here. 2 o'clock, Lady Buffs and the Patriots.
Maybe the weather will be just a little warmer, right?
Maybe.
This is the time of the year, though, Kent, where it's 20 degrees one day and the next day it's 60.
We wonder why we've got runny noses all the time. All right. 2 seconds to go. Angelo State's Tyrell Carroll hits a jumper to give Angelo the win over UT Permian Basin. A jumper with 2 seconds to play. Buffs need to get it in. They do. To Blankley, back to Wallace. Rosenberg wants a foul, but they're not. Here's Zach. You don't want to foul him. Booker has the ball. Back to Toussaint.
A lot of time running off, and you can't foul Zach.
And they do.
Defensively, I promise you, that is not what Coach Von Rosenberg.
Well, he was over there yelling, here's who to foul, here's not the foul. And when Zach got the ball, he's yelling, not him, not him. 4 guys didn't hear him, though. And that foul goes against.
That looked like
Augustine Enye. His second, team foul number 10. So Zach goes to the line shooting twice.
Coach
you
Von
can
Rosenberg,
tell him and you can tell him, but you can't do it for him.
Was anybody listening? That's what he's thinking.
Zach with 20.
Well,
and that's where it'll stay. Ball goes out of bounds. Buffs basketball.
And that's a tough break for Commerce.
And that probably worked out to their favor better than if Zach would have hit the shot, because now they're going to get the ball in bounds. Some time will run, and they'll probably get fouled again. Wallace to inbounds.
Yeah, 3 players fighting for the ball. It goes out of bounds. Correct call right off the Lions' hands.
Feeds Blankley for the lay-in. Right before Addison got the basketball, he looked over at Hayden, nodded his head. Addison got the ball, and away we went.
The old Aussie nod there, Kent.
Long 3, no good by Willis. Booker with the rebound, 20 seconds to go. Booker fouled by Robertson. It's Robertson's second. Kevon trots to the other end of the court, where he'll shoot twice.
Yeah, it's going to be a good team victory here tonight for WT. Kevon in double figures now with the 10 points, so 4 players scoring in double figures. led by Zach Toussaint with 20 and Larry Wise with 19 points.
Booker's first shot, no good. Well, the Buffs are about to advance to 15-2 on the season, 2-1 in Lone Star Conference play. Saturday they'll take on UT Tyler at 9-1. They're 1-0 in conference play, and as we mentioned earlier, UT Tyler's game tonight postponed at Cameron due to COVID issues with the Cameron Aggies. 14 seconds to play, a long three missed by Robertson. Rebound comes down to Wallace, and they're going to foul Addison, so he'll have 2 free throws with 8 seconds to play, and the Buffs up 9. A&M-Commerce about to suffer their second loss of the season, their first in conference play. They lost earlier this year to Seattle Pacific. So both teams will settle in at 2-1 in Lone Star Conference play.
Seattle Pacific.
Seattle Pacific.
I thought that was an airline.
It's just aptly named. If they said Seattle Atlantic, I'd be a little concerned. It's Florida Atlantic.
That's right.
Seattle Pacific.
That's right. Good ovation here from the home crowd as the starters come out, and a lot of the reserve players will check in.
On the floor now, Jonas Carlisle, freshman from San Antonio. J.T. Warren, first time we've seen him this year at home. He's a sophomore from Waxahachie. Torian Harris, freshman from Rowlett. And Austin Shelley, the Aussie from the land down under. The final buzzer sounds, and West Texas A&M has defeated Texas A&M-Commerce 79-69. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with our post-game show. We'll try and visit with Larry Wise, hopefully Tom Brown. First, a timeout. You've been watching West Texas A&M basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
Welcome to MetaDrive Pharmacy, Canyon's hometown pharmacy for over 32 years. We greet you by name, and our pharmacists take the time to counsel you and answer all your questions. Our Health Mart Pharmacy specializes in serving our community with fast, friendly, professional service and the highest quality medicines and health products. We accept most insurance plans, including Medicaid and Medicare, and we offer free in-town delivery to your home or business. Come visit us for all your healthcare needs.
Joints begin to fail. It's more than an inconvenience. The relentless grinding pain slows you down and can even stop you from doing the things you enjoy in life. At Physicians Surgical Hospitals, our skilled orthopedic experts are using advanced robotic surgeries to get you back to being you sooner with a less painful recovery. We're doing more than restoring joints. We're restoring lives.
For 90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Days are built on mornings, and Whataburger is built on burgers. Mornings, burgers. Morning burgers? Yeah, all right. Good thing there's a burger made just for breakfast, topped with breakfast. The limited time breakfast burger is back at Whataburger.
Well,
welcome back to the First United Bank Center. Great day to be a Buffalo as West Texas A&M took a doubleheader from Texas A&M-Commerce tonight. The Lady Buffs opened the evening defeating number 2 ranked Lions 82-72, and then in the nightcap, the Buffs pulled away in the second half to defeat the Lions 79-69. Let's take this opportunity to look at the final statistics for Texas A&M-Commerce. Clashawn Gaffney had 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 block shots. Carson Tuttle with a team-high 18 points, 2 rebounds. DeMarcus Demonia, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Jarius Roberson with 3 points, 1 rebound. Augustine Enye with 11 points, 1 board. Carius Key with 3 points. Alfonso Willis, 11 points, 5 rebounds. Alex Peavy with 1 rebound. Rodney Brown, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Leo Lara knocked down a pair of threes for 6 points and 1 rebound. And J.J. Romer Rosario with 3 points. As a team, the Lions 26 of 58. That's 44% from the floor. 8 of 26 from three-point range. That's 30%. And they went to the line 12 times, making 9 for 75%. For the Buffaloes, Kevon Booker had double-figure scoring, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Zach Toussaint, game's high scorer, 20 points, 2 boards, and a game-high 4 assists. Hayden Blankley had 5 points, 5 rebounds. Addison Wallace had 11 points to go with 5 rebounds. Larry Wise with 19 points, 1 rebound. Cameron Bell had 2 points. Jesse Owiezi had 3 points, 2 rebounds. Parker Nielsen with 4 points, 1 rebound. Dalen Williams with 5 points, 8 boards. Torian Harris, J.T. Warren, Jonas Carlisle, and Austin Shelley all played the final 10 seconds but did not register statistics. As a team, the Buffs 25 of 54, that's 46% from the field. 10 of 25, 40% from three-point range, and they were 19 of 25 from the line, 76%. So they went to the line 13 more times than the Lions. They made 10 more free throws than what the Lions made. Buffs out-rebounded the Lions 35-30. Buffs committed 11 turnovers to 9 for Texas A&M-Commerce. Both teams had 15 points off turnovers. Buffs second chance points, 12-5 for the Lions. Neither team had too many fast breaks. The Lions had 6 points off fast breaks, the Buffs with 5. Lions' biggest lead was 2 in the first minute of the game. Buffs' biggest lead 15 at the 15-18 mark of the second. This game was tied 3 times. We had 3 lead changes. The Lions led for 50 seconds. The Buffaloes led for 36 minutes, 36 seconds. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we hope to have Larry Wise. Buffs win it 79-69. You're watching WT Basketball on the LSC Media Digital Network.
Days are built on mornings, and Whataburger is built on burgers. Mornings, burgers. Morning burgers? Yeah, all right. Good thing there's a burger made just for breakfast, topped with breakfast. The limited time breakfast burger is back at Whataburger.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology. Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shimon Dental Group for your appointment today.
Bud Light, proudly brewed
in the heart of Texas.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
For 90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. West Texas A&M has defeated Texas A&M-Commerce 79-69 to run their LSC record to 2-1. And we are joined now by Larry Wise. Larry, the sophomore from Waxahachie, Texas, transferred in from University of North Texas this past summer. Finished the night second on the team in scoring with 19 points to go with 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, but a solid game overall. This was a Commerce team that came in with a lot of confidence, and the Buffs took it to them.
Absolutely. We know that they came in with 1 loss in the season. They beat a pretty good D1 team, so we knew that they were going to be ready to play a tough team like us. That was a good team out there.
Early in the game, it was very obvious that Clashawn Gaffney was going to be a force inside, especially on the defensive end, whether it was blocking shots or just altering the inside play of the Buffs. But as the game went on, not to get into what happened, but that became less of a factor, and Buffs offense adapted and was able to score without him being a factor.
Absolutely. That's a big dude down there. We thought that, we knew what he was going to be down there doing, and so we wanted to play smart. We wanted to play off 2 feet. We wanted to just make right plays and good plays with him being down there. So we made that adjustment second half, and it showed.
Now, in the Buffs offense, everybody's a guard, even Dalen Williams. But your play, you'll be inside on one play, and then the next time down the court, you'll step outside and knock down the 3.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I came here to do. That's what I bring to the table, a little bit of diversity and versatility to the team just as far as inside and outside.
Handling the ball, a good ball handler as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Fun offense to play. You know, so many people, years passes before you got here, it was all, the Buffs are an offensive team. They're scoring 89, they're scoring 93 points a game. They played defense back then, but it was the offense that took the spotlight. But you look at what the Buffs have done, especially since the 1st of December, your tournament's out in Las Vegas, and then the first week of conference play, the defense is doing the job.
Oh, absolutely. We made sure that last game and this game, defense was an emphasis for these next couple of the games, and that was going to be our identity moving forward.
Now, you come in here, obviously a stop at North Texas, but being from Waxahachie, Quay Grant from Waxahachie, how big was he of an influence on you coming out here?
Oh, absolutely. I kept up with what he done here with Coach Brown and the rest of the team. I've seen the success over the years just supporting him, and we're obviously good friends throughout high school and just the childhood. So, yeah, he played a huge part just letting me know, like, how things were, how you guys support and show love for us. So
Indians stick together.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, Larry, we'll let you get down to the locker room and get changed, have some dinner tonight. UT Tyler coming to town Saturday. That's going to be a fun one as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hopefully we get another win.
That's Larry Wise, sophomore from Waxahachie. 19 points tonight for the guard, and looking forward to more from him. We're going to let Larry step aside, and we'll be joined now by the head coach of the Buffaloes, Tom Brown, as he slides in. His team runs their record on the season to 15-2, 2-1 in Lone Star Conference play tonight, giving Texas A&M-Commerce their first loss, or actually their second loss of the season, their first in conference play, but great job by your team tonight, especially we thought on the defensive end.
Yeah, we've got to play defense to win a little bit. And boy, they're kicking up the music again. I like it. Get this crowd pumped up here. You got to play defense, and whether you're hitting shots or not, or running or pushing it. But there's fewer possessions in our games, and if we don't play defense, we're going to get beat. And we're really making an emphasis of that. We're not flopping or doing anything like that. We're playing physical. We're playing aggressive. And we got beat up quite a bit on that back cut when the ball went into the post. It was unbelievable. It almost got comical, didn't it? And it's amazing. But you credit Commerce. I mean, they're doing a great job with it. But we see it on tape and we try to imitate it in practice. And I don't know if we our scout team does a great job. And the guys that got in there at the end of the game, JT, Torian, Jonas, Austin, those guys do a great job for us. And there's some guys that are really close, getting some more minutes. But we've got a pretty deep team as well, and so it's hard breaking in. But those back cuts, Kent, how do you just stop that? Do you just turn your head and then let them go?
I know you can do it all you want in practice, but it's different when you get in a game situation. One thing we noticed early in the game, Clashawn Gaffney, he's always a force inside defensively, and he was altering shots, he was deflecting shots. But as the game went on, it was like the Buffs offensively weren't getting in positions to where he could do that as easily.
No, and we're moving. Kavan moves around a little bit. Jesse, Dalen, and I thought Dalen had a great job coming in, being physical and getting some easy buckets. What do you have, 7 or 8 rebounds or something like that in limited minutes? I thought Dalen had a great first half and a great game. And then a guy like Zach Toussaint. Zach was fantastic tonight. I thought he was really good with Julius out, handling the ball. I thought he was phenomenal. And Parker Nielsen, comes in 10 minutes and 2 for 3 and, plays good defense. I think he had one little mess up, but you know what? When you can come in and you can give us 10 quality minutes like that, you're going to earn some more time. But again, it's tough. Some games, you might get in, you might not. But I thought Parker had a great game coming in off the bench. And then Larry Wise with defense on their shooter, number 10, Jarius Roberson.
Yeah.
Who was shooting over 42%, I think, from 3, and he held him from 1 for 8. And it's not just Larry. It's a team effort, and I thought we did a great job with that. And then, Clayshon's a handful. And, I think he gets 4 or 5 block shots every game, and I think he had a couple tonight. But you still just got to keep going after him. Same thing when you're shooting the ball. Hayden missed a couple shots there, but he keep going. And I trust Hayden, and he's going to knock him down. But you just got to keep after it. And you got to be persistent. You got to just work on the little things, and hopefully, we can outscore teams. And I don't think we're going to be in the hundreds this year or the 90s this year. But I don't know if anybody's going to be in the 70s, 80s, or 90s against us either. Although we were, I think, in the 90s against Oklahoma Christian, weren't we?
Yeah,
close to it, something like that. But anyways, it's we had a great effort tonight. Hopefully we can get Julius back on Saturday. I think we might. There's a shot that he'll be back on Saturday, so that would really help out. If not, he'll be back hopefully the following weekend.
Now you've got a UT Tyler team coming in Saturday that had one of those breaks of the game, so to speak. They didn't have to play tonight with a postponement in Cameron, so I'm assuming they're all sitting around the TV watching the web stream of your game tonight scouting.
They could have been watching the game. They might have been in the stands. They might have came over and looking for a practice time tomorrow morning. But no, Tyler's very good. They have one loss on the year, and I think that is to Fort Smith maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but they are very good. They're deep. They played, I believe, 9 guys, and they really pushed the ball. So, maybe we'll be up in the 80s, 90s. We like to run as well, but it's also what, kind of how the flow of the game is. It's not just one style where, hey, we have to do this. We want to play the game to win the game. And there's a lot of situations where there's a game within the game, whether you slow it down or you try to put your foot on them. And I thought we did a great job tonight. I really do. I thought, everybody from, Kavan was good. And Addison probably didn't have his best game. And maybe Cameron didn't have his best game. But Jesse came in, gave us some great minutes. And he's just going to get better and better. He's got to have that intensity the whole time, but under control. And that's anybody that plays this game. You've got to be in a stance, ready to go from the tip to the end of the game. Because in this game of basketball, you saw it. Carson Tuttle, I think at the end here, had like 6 or 8 points, just boom, boom, boom. And, you've got to be able to get up and play somebody. And if you can do that, you can get on the court.
Well, it's a lot of fun watching tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock, when UT Tyler comes to town. We've been visiting head coach of the Buffaloes, Tom Brown. That's going to do it tonight from the First United Bank Center. Buffs win it 79-69 in the opener. The Lady Buffs knocked off second-ranked Texas A&M-Commerce 82-72. For my broadcast partner, Lucas Kinsey, it's always fun. Great job. Until Saturday, good night, everybody. You've been watching West Texas A&M basketball on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.